All right, so 6 refugee centres have been set up in the Knysna area along the Southern Cape to provide shelter for those who've been displaced in the fires that we've seen. 10,000 people had to be evacuated as a result. The numbers are growing at refugee centres, and the SANDF has deployed troops to assist in affected areas. And let's cross straight away to editor Jurie Blignaut, who's at a community hall in Knysna. Jurie, what are you seeing tonight?
Hi, good evening, Francis. Yes, it is bitterly cold in Knysna tonight now that the wind has subsided and the fire is gone. Now the focus has turned to humanitarian aid, ensuring that people are clothed, housed, have food. I'm here at the Knysna Senior Secondary School. Their dormitory has been opened up for people to spend the night, or the next few nights. In actual fact, they're going to run through here till about Sunday. Tonight, at this point, it seems like about 80 people will make use of this facility here. As you can see behind me, currently it's dinner time, so a hot meal is on offer. There'll be some coffee and cold drink. So the whole focus now has turned to humanitarian aid, making sure that people have shelter. You mentioned 6 of the halls have been opened in the town, but at this point a lot of people are starting to find alternative accommodation, or they make alternative arrangements, either friends or family, and the numbers that are actually in dire need of a roof over their head is dwindling. And so people are actually being moved around to make full use of the available facilities that there are.
Jurie, if you go outside, we hear that the fires are still raging in some areas. What have you seen?
Look, we have just returned from a drive through a large part through Knysna. We did Brenton-on-Sea, also up here where we are in the Hornley area and the Neckis area and Damsabos area. There are some open flames and some spot fires across the place, but not in this part of town. Roaring fires, and the working on fire teams and the fire brigade and firefighters are busy with damping down. So they go to certain of the hotspots, wet them down, make sure that they don't flare up again. But the town of Knysna, which was the epicenter of the blaze last night, things there are sort of calm. It almost seems much calmer than what you would have thought it would have been last night. And you just see the odd flashing red lights and blue lights as emergency crews move around, damping down the fires. But in Knysna itself, it's really not an issue at the moment. The wind has died down substantially, and as I've said, the temperature has dropped, but there is no rain at the moment.
Jurie, we know that thousands are now homeless. You're with some of those people displaced. Have you heard stories, and are we mainly dealing with informal settlements or people in built-up areas who've watched their houses burn down in front of them?
This fire struck from 3 sides, literally blocking the town in, and everyone suffered. It burned straight into the residential areas, or your suburban areas as they would be known. It's hit a large part of the township areas here in Knysna, where a lot of people have lost literally everything, houses being reduced to ashes. Everyone is still a bit in shock of what happened. Everyone just talk about the immense force of the fire, what they've seen, the trauma they've experienced. But people are now starting to also talk about the humanity that they've seen now. People open their doors, their hearts, how everyone's reaching out to one another to assist one another, and that's still fairly evident in town as we speak. As I'm talking to you now, they're actually carrying extra blankets into the hall here, making sure that, you know, that basic comfort of something warm to sleep under is adhered to it, and people are just made to feel safe.
And we know a lot of donations are flooding in. Thank you very much, Jurie Blignaut from Knysna, from that community hall where about 80 people will be sleeping tonight. Well, overall, 9 people